And back with another episode of Liv's Thoughts. I need to change this. Hold the phone. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. Don't pay attention to my salad bowl back there of Liv's Thoughts. Y'all, I'm dying in this Texas heat. It's not even summer and it's 90 degrees outside. I'm gonna die this summer. Anyways, today I want to talk about something else that has also been challenging my beliefs as of recently, and that is pseudo-intellectualism in the spiritual space. Now, as someone that is very much into spirituality in general, I think that there is a lot of things, and I want to preface this first in the video, a lot of things that I don't think need fact backed up behind it. Like, I don't think that fact or like scientific evidence is needed for your understanding of the world when it comes to your spiritual beliefs. Now, in spirituality, though, disregarding hundreds of years of scientific research because your opinion is different is pseudo-intellectualism. You did not think of, like, how do I put this? Because this is something I often used to do, is I would just come up with theories, and I still do this. Like, I come up with a lot of theories, but I try to back them based more around fact now and actually living in the real world, not just like based on my opinion. But this is how conspiracy theories start, is someone just thinks of an idea that they think is correct. They do zero research on top of it and just call it fact. They tell the world about it, and I think that a lot of individuals that are in spiritual psychosis go through a lot of pseudo-intellectualism of thinking that they are the smartest person in the room at all times because they cracked the code for life. They cracked the code to being a enlightened human being, and it's not real. Like, I hate to say it, but enlightenment is true. I think that there is a level of spirituality and enlightenment to reach, but full enlightenment where you're just discovering scientists like discoveries based on your own opinion is not, that sentence didn't make sense. Spirituality is not about being awakened to not paying attention to the real world. That's a good way to put it. I find it really difficult to not trust, not Western medicine in general, but like Western science in general, because I come from a family where my dad's a doctor, and I had a lot of information and access to information at a very young age about medicine. And so I asked a lot of questions growing up. Like, I was a question girl. You guys can tell from my channel, I love to ask questions. I love to talk about things. And I would have genuine conversations with my dad at very young ages, talking about kind of medicine and just science in general. I love science. I literally have, like, let me show you, turn this around real quick. Oh, maybe not that way because I don't want to show you my messy apartment. Hold on. If y'all can see that right there, and there's a naked girl, so maybe I shouldn't show that. The periodic table of elements. I love science so very much. I think science is a fantastic tool. I also think that science is something that we can use in our everyday life. Like, a lot of like the scientific method, I made the whole video about this. I think the scientific method to create your perfect life genuinely is a real thing. And the one thing I love about science, though, is that you can hypothesize 1,000,000 times and get the same answer 1,000,000 times, and then hypothesize one other time and get a completely different answer that throws an entire situation or circumstance or study off, and you have to just keep retesting. And I think that that's awesome, that there's not a clear definitive answer. That's the beauty of science, is it's constantly evolving. And so for your own spiritual beliefs to tell you to not base yourself at all in the real world and not believe these scientists, because there are so many cruel people in the world, so why would there be any nice people? It's almost like this, fuck the world, I'm not going to listen to anything, I'm just going to make my own rules. And I think it's so problematic, and also gives people a sense of, what's this word above? Oh my God, I can't talk right now, guys. What's this word? What's the word I'm looking for? Superiority. There we go. It gives people a sense of superiority, honestly, and it isolates people, and it isolated me. And I am not a fan of the way I used to, like, I've done a huge vibe shift with what I truly believe in the last month. Like the last month for me has been mind altering in terms of my spiritual beliefs, because I've had conversation, I've had discussion with real world people that do not believe the same things as me. I was in an echo chamber of people who agreed with me on my social media, in my real world. Like, I couldn't escape this full-blown echo chamber I created and I set up for myself that only was information that agreed with me or had a bias towards spirituality and the fact that we're living in an evil world. I do think that, like, there's an aspect of we are living in hell on earth, but you have to ground yourself in the hell on earth. I found such a wonderful balance between the real world and my spirituality over the past month. And I'm so grateful for finding this, because it's given me so much peace and just gratitude for where I'm at, because this shit used to stress me out. Like, spirituality and my spiritual journey used to be stressful. Like, finding out the government's lying to it. Like, when I found out that the government was not honest with us all the time, that was crazy to me. Like, I know that's like insane and it's genuine propaganda just being shoved down my throat all the time. That's why I believe these things. But I was shocked. Like, I had a wake up moment. And from that moment where I was like, they're lying to us, like, this is an experiment, like, blah, 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 I started spreading that shit everywhere. Like, I thought I had this sense of superiority and intelligence and intellectualism I thought was intellectualism, but it was really just kind of me and spiritual psychosis believing things that I watched one TikTok video off of. Very problematic. Yeah, I was deep in it for a long time, and I'm so thankful I got out of it, because I believe, like, the way that I kind of base my facts on what I believe in is I really do believe in science. I believe in medicine. There's a reason we have vaccines, and there's a reason we don't have widespread virus and illness killing children and people all the time. It is like, we've never had a world without vaccines. Like, the reason I'm talking about vaccines is because this is like a heavy topic as of right now, with getting rid of like a lot of vaccine mandates and like that sort, or not mandates, but when you're a child getting like measles vaccines and like HPV and like that sort of, like, those are important things. We haven't seen a world without these things, so that's why we don't know how bad it is without them. It used to be like, there are statistics and facts, if you look in history, to look at how society was when we didn't have vaccines. Death was running rampant through the streets. Like, we are able to live longer now because of Western medicine. Like, we're able to do so many things because of Western medicine. And I think to completely disregard it just because it is something that, in your opinion, you do not believe is a completely false way to live life. Because just because you can do research, your own research, I think it was a huge thing after COVID. During COVID, we all started doing our own research, a Google search. Like, that's what people's doing your own research was completely disregarding factors of anything medical, anything scientific, and just looking at a Reddit forum and calling that our own research. If you're doing your own research on medical diseases all the time from other people's opinions, that's not research. That's just opinion-based, like, information intake. That's literally, you're not gaining any knowledge or anything just by listening to someone's personal experience. You might relate to the experience, and that's why you think it is fact, but relatability does not equal fact. But back to this whole pseudo-intellectualism with spirituality, I think that when you crack the code to the matrix, like whatever you want to call it, crack the code to the system we're in, there is a big shift in your mindset, because you realize how many people are really stuck in a cycle. And I still truly do believe this. Like, I do see people in my life now that are stuck in this quote unquote matrix we have. But in reality, it's just these people are kind of slaves to the system. That's the best way to put it. They aren't living their lives for them. They're living because they kind of have to. Like, they're living because they were born. Like, they're not wanting to actually be in this life, sort of thing. And when I was kind of deep in this like psychosis little episode vibe, which I think I was in spiritual psychosis, I'm not kidding, for a year and a half, like deep in it. I never talk about this. I talked about this once on my TikTok about how I was seeing people and hearing things. Now I just think I was like literally in a psychosis state. And that makes a lot more sense now when I approach it as such rather than like, I believe. No. I'm still so much of a spiritual human being though, because it's almost made me closer to my spirituality too, realizing that while I'm not better than other people and I wasn't gifted this, like, I do believe that we're all gifted at birth, but you're not gifted more than someone else. I don't think that that is a humanly possible thing. I think that we are all gifted in our own ways, and it's like a very generic way to say that, like, oh, we're just gifted in our own ways, but like we all have a purpose on this earth. And for you to believe that your purpose is better than other people's and you are like God's chosen one is problematic as fuck, and also just privileged as fuck. That's another thing too about my spiritual journey that I've recognized and kind of come to terms with, about how privileged I am to be able to even like be spiritually awakened in the slightest. It is a privileged thing to have, to be able to manifest things into your life, and we need to see it as such, and we need to treat it as such, because if we don't, it's kind of like telling a homeless person you can just manifest your house. Like, you should just be manifesting a house for yourself. Why aren't you in an apartment? Why aren't you having a job? Like, it's not that easy. It's not as easy as we think. It takes time and it takes a lot of mental energy to be able to connect with yourself on such a deep frequency that you are able to manifest your dream life. But a lot of people who are in fight or flight mode 24/7 aren't going to be able to reach that same frequency that you, who make $40 an hour, that's a lot of money, make $20 an hour, and you are stable and have help from your parents, and like you have an apartment, and like you can afford to live, and you have a car that you didn't pay for. Or maybe your circumstances are a little bit different, but you're still in a privileged position where you might not be financially in the best situation, but you have time and energy to focus on yourself and focus on like these broader horizons of spirituality, manifestation, just kind of detachment, working on creating your dream life for yourself. But overall, I think when you become very intellectual by watching a bunch of YouTube videos or reading a bunch of things that aren't based in fact, they're based on opinion, it can be really problematic and isolating to oneself. Like, I felt so isolated for so long because I thought everyone was just stupid. Like, I literally thought my family was stupid at one point. I thought my sisters were dumb. 3 of my sisters have PhDs, and I thought they were stupid because they just didn't get it. The fuck? I'm stupid. I didn't go to college. Like, compared to them, like logistically and statistically, I am stupider than my siblings. Like, I come from such a smart family, and I think that because I come from such a smart family and I have so many intellectual people to talk to about these things and kind of base me back into fact rather than opinion, I'm able to find the middle ground a lot easier than most people are. But like, I know a few people and have met people in the past that are, I hate to say, so far gone that they have completely isolated themselves from their family and friends, but they're alone. Like, they're alone because spirituality is alone. Like, we talk about like this growing, being alone. Growing does not have to be alone. You can isolate yourself and like be a little bit more alone. Like, you don't have to be giving 24/7 of your time away, but spirituality should never isolate you from people that care about you just because they don't have the same beliefs as you. That is your head playing tricks on you. And I think that it all stems from this idea and this thought that we are smarter than people because we've escaped the matrix, and this pseudo-intellectualism hits you upside the head pretty damn hard, and you get this sense of superiority that puts you above all the rest, and no one else gets it. Just no one else gets it. Like, you wouldn't get it. That's like, it's so insulting too. There's a thing that I don't enjoy about the spiritual community too, about how like some people are just never going to get it. It's so cliquey. spirituality is for everyone. Like, being able to raise your vibration in a whole is for everyone, whether you're religious too. Like, if you're a full-blown Christian, I think you can still spiritually raise your vibrations to be connected closer to God, even though our God, like personally my God and the Christian God, are a little bit different. I think that you still can get connected to your version of God, because in the end, I think that we all have different names for God and what we believe God is. But at the end, it's like a monopoly almost. God, our versions of God in the real world, and then the people that believe in it. It's like a triangle. And God is real. I don't know if it's a man, a woman, or an entity. I think it's an entity of light, to be honest with you. But the gods that we create and we put names on, those are the gods that people choose to believe in. So at the end of the day, like, I don't think spirituality or raising your frequency and raising your vibration is anyone exclusive. I think that there are some people in this lifetime that will never figure it out. Yeah, 100%. But I don't think that just because someone believes something different than you or is really far into the societal trap of believing in the American dream and making themselves a slave to the system, I don't think that those people are just like, they're just stupid and never going to figure it. Like, no, they're just people that are lost and have had the same idea implemented into their brain since they have been a wee little baby. How can you expect a 30-year-old person who has been hearing the same things every single day of their life since they have been a child to get out of that? Like, and it's also when you have this like big spiritual awakening and wake up to what the real world really is, because I do think there is kind of a fake world we live in and a real world we live in, to be honest with you. But when you open your eyes to this like monstrosity we created in America, it's really shocking and also really hard to cope with. It is very anxiety inducing. And so like, if people open up to that and don't like it, you can't shame people for going back. You're not smarter than them for going back. You just get to figure it out in this lifetime. They get to maybe figure it out in the next. It's not your decision. And I think that we need to like take a step back and realize that like spirituality is a person-to-person basis, and it's like a person-to-person relationship, and as a person-to-God relationship, not like gang up on all the people that are shitty, not gang up on all the people that are enlightened. Like, these people that are enlightened are just like shifting into this new reality. Like the other people are just left behind. Fuck you, literally fuck you. Seriously, it's so narcissistic. It's so superiority complex driven, and it's really annoying. Like, it is annoying to be around people that do not think other people can figure it out or won't hang around with like having an interaction with someone that is useless. Yeah, it feels like a waste of time. 100% I agree. But completely to just dismiss everyone that's normal to you and never have conversation with people that are normal to you will create you will fall into the echo chamber you created for yourself. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, in the beginning of this video, I fell into such an echo chamber of where everyone I was talking to every single day, all day, would just tell me the same things I believed in. And we would only have conversations about things we all believed in. We would never challenge each other's beliefs. And I have been making such an effort to talk to people I don't agree with anymore. Like it has made me, I have been hyper aware of how much I talk to people I don't agree with, because it makes me even more curious about the human like condition and human kind of life also. But it makes me rethink my own beliefs in general. Like, there was a conversation I had at the beginning of the month that made me click into this kind of, wait, hang on. What's real? What's fake? What do I believe in? What are my problems as a person that considers herself spiritual? Am I doing a disservice to the spiritual community as a whole? Like, am I one of the bad ones? Like, that sort of thing. I had to really think about it. And it made me question a lot of my beliefs. And what I talked about last video about consciousness and our and art, and if what we consume really is what we become. And that was one of the biggest things for me that I just kind of like sucked up. I need to make a second video about this, because I have so much to talk about when it comes to the spiritual community as a whole. Because I think there's another aspect too of like, don't listen to secular music. Don't listen to anything that's like music. Bruh, People, you can differentiate when a person puts their heart and soul into music or art or whatever it is, and AI crap that was made on a fucking computer. Like, it is so obvious to tell. And if you can't tell, maybe you're the problem yourself. Okay, my chicken tenders are done in the oven and they're gonna burn, so I need to go get them. But I do want to make another video about this soon, because I find it so fucking interesting. And I'm so excited to grow and learn more about it and get older and kind of have these frontal lobe development moments where I'm like, fuck, I get it now. Like, it's really awesome to get older and be more educated. And I encourage y'all, like, if you aren't a reader, become one, because I don't think you can consider yourself an intellectual human being if you do not read. I'm sorry. I don't think you can do that. I don't think that you can call yourself a smart, genuinely smart human being without reading. There are the exceptions, but I'm talking about the rule. Done. Clear the air there. All right. Peace, love, and happiness. I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow because I have more to talk about. Okay. Bye. Love you.